Why was it that immediately we came in, you, the women, just emphasized on the fact that you had to be queens, like it was about the men you spoke about? Why, Omilola? Why? That's what we were meant to talk about.
We talked about our trials, and unfortunately, men are part of the trials. Some of the things, a lot of people shared different things from. There's a particular guy who's dating a girl. He loves her very much, but says he can't marry her because she's from a different tribe. But then he wouldn't leave her alone. You know, I mean, clearly, if you want to marry her, if you don't want to marry her, then leave her. Another thing we talked about was, you know, someone was talking about how the person she's dating drinks a lot. He's a heavy drinker. And when she tells him not to drink, he says to her basically that, well, he doesn't womanize, he doesn't smoke, he only drinks, so she should be grateful that he only drinks. So those were some of the issues that we talked about. What did you guys talk about though?
Well, for us, it was a bit different as well. We didn't exactly dive into the issue straight away. We actually spoke about more. We started with the identity bit.
Okay.
And I believe that identity bit now started to bring out these issues you're speaking about. So I'm sure it was the same thing, but sort of like a different approach to how we came. Okay. But ours was extremely insightful because we found out that the truth about it is that a lot of men haven't fully received God's love. And we had to even pray at the end about receiving God's love. It's very, very important that you need to pray to receive God's love and really realize that as you receive His love, then you more and more realize who you really, really are. And then you can be all of these things.
Awesome. It's amazing you say that because that, you know, even though we started about talking about the trials and the issues, we rounded up talking about how to overcome those trials and how do you overcome the trials of a father's daughter. Same thing, you said identity. You first of all have to know who the father's daughter is. And to know who the daughter is, really, you have to know who the father is because you are Damala Fama Kinwa, you bear your father's name. So who is the father? So we started talking about the father, who he is to all of us. He's the King of Kings, he's the Lord of Lords. But then the main thing and what the Bible emphasizes on is love. He is love. He's our father. It's a love relationship. So we now started talking about the love relationship between the father and the father's daughter. Through a love relationship, he wants a personal and a real relationship. A lot of us worship him, a lot of us fear him, but how many of us actually love him? The greatest commandment says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, but how do you love him? The
truth about it is that we should love God. Absolutely, but I have no problem with that. And that's why we now have to come, okay, I'm trying to love God. I'm struggling with loving God. How do I love God? And we now realize that, Rick, it's not how much you can love him. And even if you want to love him, you have to first of all receive his love. Because only when you've received his love can you love him. In fact, we had a very simple illustration by one of the people who shared. He said, look, God is in us. And what God is really trying to do is that God is not just trying to connect with just Damilola. He's trying to connect with the God in us. So God is trying to connect with himself in us. Which is why anytime God comes to you, God always says, he sees what he wants to see. Not necessarily what you see. So that's because God always sees in depth. And when you realize that, you know, this realization dawns on you and then you have this identity that truthfully, I am really the Father's son and the Father's daughter.
Amazing, because at the end of the day, it's all about love, and he first loved us.
Yes.
So he first loved us from the beginning. He gave his son for us.
Yes.
He gave his all for us.
Yes.
And like you said, he's the initiator.
Yes.
He initiates the love relationship. Like when you look at Adam and Eve, what happened? He came down in the evening, in the cool of the day, to walk with them.
Yes.
If you look at the story of all our Bible heroes, Moses, it wasn't Moses that went to talk to God. God came to him.
Yes.
Same thing with Paul. God came to him. He's the initiator. So he has already loved us, and it's just for us to open up to that love relationship. And so we ended by saying, you know, asking people to review their relationship with God. Do you have a personal love relationship with God, a real personal relationship with God? And then we started praying praying that God comes to us, and so that we can have that real one-on-one relationship with God. And it comes with spending time with him.
Yes. The guy said, one of the people who shared it to us said, look, as men, we need to chew the word. We need to spend time with the word. We need to behold as in a mirror. We need to look at the word and read it and meditate upon the word. That's the only way to grow It's important. A lot of men are too busy trying to chase too many things, but we need to actually spend time in the Word.
You know, there's in Experiencing God, the discipleship class, it talks about if you have problems having quiet time with God, you don't have a scheduling problem, you have a love problem. Because you know, it is love that makes you want to spend time with Him. Yes. And when you do spend that time with Him, you get to know Him as well. So for me, it's just, God is life. He's our life and He's love. And we just have to, He wants to love us. You know, there was perfect love in the Trinity.
Yes.
God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. There was perfect love already. So it's not like God was lonely, but He still created us so He can love us, so He can pour out His love into us.